Doddridge County Schools and WVRC 104.7 FM proudly present Doddridge County High School Bulldog Basketball. We invite you to tune in and watch live streaming coverage of your Bulldog basketball team on WVRC Doddridge County Facebook and Doddridge County YouTube. Now we take you courtside with your Bulldog broadcast crew.
Welcome inside Craig Keller Gymnasium on Dan McConnell Court, where tonight the Route 50 rivalry will be renewed in the basketball edition as the Rebels come in to take on the Doddridge County Bulldogs. Glenn Adams joined by Jeremy Wagaman and Nate Wright for tonight's broadcast. Big Games brings out all the big-time announcers. Nate, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
This is a rivalry game. It's built on physical play, competitive edge. They're going to a lot of familiarity with each other. They've played against each other since they've been probably growing up. Ritchie County has consistently given Doddridge, a tough game regardless of the record coming in. That's one thing I say in a rivalry game. You just throw the record out the window because, essentially it's not what that's about. They're going to come in here and it's who's across town that won the game this year is kind of what they're going to talk about.
Jeremy, you got a lot of connections on both sides of the border here. What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I've enjoyed watching both of these groups of young men play since middle school. And then, Nate, you talked about they know each other, right? So not only they play together, middle school, high school against each other, they're playing travel ball together. So they know each other's tendencies quite a bit. So there's a lot of friendships out on this court, but not tonight. They're not going to be friends tonight. So I think we're going to see a good knockdown, drag out, 12-mile distance, rivalry game. It's going to be a pleasure to watch. So I'm glad people are tuning in, and we've got a big crowd here.
Doddridge County comes in 8-1. Ritchie County 5-2. A couple of tough, stinging losses they've had on their schedule. As you mentioned, it's a rivalry game, so that record doesn't matter nearly as much.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing he talks about, basically they know each other. Even going into last year's games, they were close down to the knit and right there towards the end. That's one thing that stood out to me a lot last year.
Exactly what we expect this time as well. So what's it going to take for Doddridge County to get a win tonight, Jeremy?
Well, a team play, right? They've got 12 that can put on the floor at any time, so they're stellar defense. They're going to have to take care of stopping the two shooters and point getters for Ritchie County, Isaac Hodges and Seth Cronin. So good team defense, just play good team ball. They've been unselfish all year, and I expect to be unselfish again tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And, if we want to go ahead and go into Ritchie County, they got star power, essentially. They're top heavy. We talked about it earlier. Isaac Hodges right now coming in, averaging 24 points a game, 14 rebounds, and shooting 59% from the floor. That's big time. That's a pretty high percentage. And on the back end, they have Seth Cronin also. He's averaging 21 points per game right now. So they're capable of scoring the ball. That's not the case for these guys. They're going to be a lot different compared to Doddridge. Doddridge, they're spread throughout. We're going to have probably 9 to 11 guys that are probably going to be on the board scoring. These guys are going to have 2 guys that are going to mostly score majority of their points.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue on that side, as you mentioned for Ritchie, they've got those 2 scores, right? And so what we've seen last week is when they played Williamstown looked at Isaac and looked at Seth and said, you 2 aren't scoring. We're going to let the other 3 try to win this game. And they kept it close against Williamstown. And Williamstown did jump out to a big lead in the late third quarter, into the fourth. I believe Ritchie scored about 30 points. They tried to climb back into that game. But it's a good, like you said, good shooters with Isaac and Seth. You can't hold them out forever. So I think when I was talking to Coach Ryan Thomas earlier today, and their goal is keep one at 20, because we know someone's going to get 20. Keep the other 10 or under. Yeah. If you do that, you win the game.
Exactly. And honestly, like we said, they're top heavy. They don't have a lot of guys that are averaging high points besides those 2 guys.
And Doddridge County, as you mentioned, they've got a lot of depth. They're going to bring in a lot of players. They're going to continue to try to press and run. How do you think they're going to adjust defensively where they're dealing with a team that's focusing on just those 2 players?
I think they want to play their pace, essentially. I look at Ritchie playing a good half-court offense. Us on the other end, we want to run our pace, press, run the ball down the floor, and get the open shots and the transaction buckets that we need, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Nate, what do you say are the keys to victory for Bulldogs?
So the keys of the game tonight here, I'll go ahead and pop them up. The first one is build the wall on Hodges. So I'm going to focus on, like I said, the star power. Early help defense, play physical on box outs. He's a long guy that plays as a forward, but he can rebound really well, but he also can spread them out. Making him score with multiple defenders, make it tough on him. That's essentially what you're supposed to do. My second one is going to be take away Cronin's rhythm. Basically, I think with Cronin, he's a shooter for them. Close out under control, force him into tough contested shots, make him work defensively at the other end, wear him out to where he's not as effective on the offensive end. My third one is going to be win the possession game. I think that's Doddridge, sometimes their problem is basically rebound as a team and limit the turnovers. We come in here and we limit the turnovers, get good shots. We're going to be right there and we'll walk away with a win tonight.
Yeah. Jeremy, what do you have to add to that?
Well, just want to point out that for Ritchie and this now, we did talk about taking away that star power for them, right?
Yes.
But one of the things to look at, and I know this dates back to 8th grade middle school, one of the seniors, number 10, Turner Shriver, if we go back a few years at an 8th grade night in Doddridge County, I think, well, they were 8th graders, maybe it wasn't 8th grade night. Turner Shriver was the best player on the court that night, so he came to play. So that's a key for me to see. Can Turner step up his game and fill in the void when they take away Isaac and they take away Seth? If he can do that, we're going to have a longer game, that we anticipated. If he can't, it's going to get a big league quick.
Yep.
Just about halfway through the basketball season, how do you assess this Doddridge County team?
I see improvement every game. The biggest thing is I think right now, you see some different lineups coming off the bench. Essentially tonight we have a different starting lineup. I think Paul's trying to find that right lineup, essentially from the starters, even the guys coming off the bench. Who works well together? Who's essentially being the most efficient? Taking care of the basketball, scoring baskets and stuff like that. So that's one thing I see that Doddridge is still kind of looking for. They're still looking for that lineup that they want to use on a consistent basis.
Jeremy, you're working a lot this week, to be honest with you. When you and I did the South Harrison game, they improved a lot over South Harrison where they had played them earlier.
Yes. Yeah, their defense was right on point that night, and then they got a little fast, and it's good to be fast but be under control. I think they got control of that. Jared Tritt, I think, did a good job leading the offense that night. It just works better when he's in there, right? So, and I agree with that. I think he's still trying, Coach Paul's still trying to figure out that lineup, but he's blessed in a way. But you got 12 guys that can start for many schools in this state. He can mix and match his matchup depending on who he's playing. So, we talked about Johnson being a defensive specialist. I'm sure he's either going to be on Cronin or he's going to be on Isaac. Now, he's given up some height to those guys, but he is like a Tasmanian devil on defense,
Yep.
And one thing that Coach Paul said earlier when we were setting up, he hasn't turned the ball over all year. So, he's not an offensive threat, but he's taking care of the ball when he gets it and passing off. So, why not? Next man up, let's throw somebody else in the lineup, shake it up a little bit, make other teams have another person they have to prepare for.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. And that's a good point. I didn't, thinking of that, he also is a ball handler, so he brings up the basketball, and essentially he is like he's 110% out there when he's out there. Yeah. And so, he's going to be in your face. He's not afraid to foul if that comes down to it, but he's being physical. That's all he's doing, and that's what these guys do is they play physical defense. Sometimes you get, the referees that let them play essentially, and you just kind of work into it and just see how the game's going.
I can tell you, Isaac Johnson is one of my favorite players to watch play. Not because he's the most skilled basketball player, because he puts forth more effort than anybody I've seen play basketball.
He does it all.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
We talk about how busy you've been, Jeremy. I think the Bears talking about a little bit about where you were last night. Doddridge County pulled off an exciting and thrilling victory. The buzzer beater there.
Yeah, got called up from the bullpen last night. Chelsea Holcomb was going to help Dr. Cheeseman on that call. Got a little sick. I think touched the food poisoning. So I stepped in there and got to see being part of an amazing game, right? So that momentum swings back and forth, and at one point in the third quarter, it just looked like Doddridge was down. They were out. There's a perfect timeout called by Coach Cheeseman. Some direct comments made and some opportunities to make some changes. They came back out on fire, took control of the game, and then their tip ball, JC Lipscomb, first start of the year after she got back healthy, made an impossible shot. As time expired, dropped in the net, and then they got a big LKC North win at St. Mary's last night.
JC only wanted 2 points last night.
That's all she wanted. That's all she wanted, all she needed, right? So she didn't have to score 17, 19. I think Trent had 19 in that game, and she didn't need that. She just needed the 2, and that's what they needed. That's like the JC's 2. So great kids.
The 2 most important, right? That's exactly how you look at it.
Yeah.
We will step aside for a brief little bit. We'll be back with Doddridge County Boys Basketball here on WVRC.
Under the West Virginia sky, where the hills roll high, there's a school that stands with heart, where the Bulldogs never die. Books in hand and heads held up, we're ready to explore. Doddridge County's where we grow, our stories start to soar. Pride runs deep in every vein, a fire that won't fade. We're learning, leading one, and all our dreams are not afraid. Bulldogs, our mission's in motion, proud and strong with Bulldog devotion. Learning, leading, chasing dreams, Doddridge pride in everything. United we shine, together we rise. Doddridge County Schools where futures fly. From the classroom to the field, we stand side by side. Teachers guide us, friends support, we're ready to take stride. Bulldog green and gold so bright, a symbol we uphold. Every challenge we embrace, our courage won't be sold. Pride runs deep in every vein, a fire that won't fade. We're learning, leading one, and all our dreams are not afraid. Oh, go Bulldogs, our mission's in motion, proud and strong with Bulldog devotion. Learning, leading, chasing dreams, Doddridge pride in everything. United we shine, together we rise. Doddridge County Schools where futures fly. Oh, the road ahead may wind.
And we are back just in time to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. So we ask that you pause for a brief moment. Welcome back, where we are set for some beginning basketball here on WVRC. They're going to be ready to announce the starting lineups. Nate, you want to bring us up the Bulldog starting lineups?
Yeah, not a huge change tonight. You know, we're going to have Jared Trent at the guard, number 11, the senior. Also going to have Isaac Johnson stepping in as the other guard. He's also a senior that's going to be starting tonight for the first time. Landon Thomas is going to be a forward senior starting tonight. And then we also have senior Josh DeHaven starting at the forward, and then senior Jaden Solomon starting at center. So, you know, typical same lineup, but like I said, we talked about it earlier. We got Isaac Johnson starting in the lineup tonight. And, you know, you guys made some good points there to the reason being why we think he's starting. So, you know, we'll see how that kind of pans out and so forth.
Mr. Roby, the athletic director, was just announcing the referees. I guess this is a national referee awareness or support or month or something like that. So he just wanted to congratulate them, thanking them for doing this. I agree with him, too. If they weren't here, we can't have this, right? So
Smart enough to do it during the Doddridge-Ritchie County game as well.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Well, we'll have a packed house. Emotions will be high tonight. I don't think there's any question about that. And this Doddridge County team looks to get it done.
Turn that on.
So Ritchie County, they're announcing the Rebels starting lineup. Jenner Key will start for the Rebels. As well as Seth Cronin. No surprises here. Number 10, Turner Driver. Isaac Hodges. And number 30, Carter Satterfield. So a veteran team, really, a bunch of juniors and seniors. This Doddridge County team is going to take on tonight.
Yep, starting one sophomore. Like I said, I don't think he was a part of that group that played in middle school up through, but he's getting the start tonight. He'll be a ball handler, helping out there in the wing.
And now they're going to go through the Doddridge County starting lineups as the Bulldogs get set to announce the home team. A little bit of a hype video here.
Oh.
Hey, Clint, did you have hype videos back in the day when you came onto the court?
No, I didn't. I did not.
Yeah. I will mention, if you're on, we are on battery for one of our cameras for the scoreboard camera.
Yeah.
So if we do lose time because the battery goes out, we will keep you updated as the game progresses of how much time is left. But
we had a radio guy that was used to just painting that.
yeah, if we can find a radio guy, can we call somebody up?
Do we know anybody that does that? That's the question.
We'll have the coach. I'll check with Dr. Cheeseman and see if he can recommend something. We did not have hype videos. We had a station on television that was dedicated to videos.
Okay.
It's called Music Television.
Yeah.
And they brought us about 4 good years of music. And they turned it over to Beavis and Butthead.
Here
Literally
you go.
and figuratively.
That's great. That's great.
So we'll put 8 minutes on the clock. Doddridge County will get set for the opening tip as soon as they turn the lights back on here.
Okay.
Also, you've also made comments that the lights would take forever to turn back on if we had hype videos, right?
Yeah, exactly. I could have had hype videos for that
Hey,
reason.
you give me a hard time about my age here and there. I gotta call you out now.
I don't mind it. I don't mind
I
it.
think he was giving me a little grief the other night. I was talking about Big East basketball.
I mean, we had to light the lanterns and stuff. Tip controlled by Johnson. He'll hand it down there to Trent. Trent looks to set the offense for the Bulldogs. Over to DeHaven in the corner. Back to Trent, the top of the key. Over to Johnson. Johnson trying to get down into Solomon. Just not an open lane there yet. Here's the shot.
Oh,
Ball short. Covered by Richie County. So Richie brings it up court.
Right now, you see Isaac, you see Johnson right now on Cronin right now, just literally in your face defense. That's just kind of the defense they're playing right now. Same with DeHaven on Hodges.
Yeah. They're definitely taking those two away from the Rebels' offensive lineup.
And they're going to probably play that game. They're going to make those other guys beat them essentially.
Yep.
Josh.
Three-point shot.
Josh is always finding a spot over there. He's always finding open space on that far side there.
Yes, he is.
Does a good job.
good to see that go in. He was struggled a little bit the other night at South Harrison, so it was good to see this shot fall for him.
Here's the shot for three. It's going to be no good. Bounces around. Rebound will be fought for and controlled by the Rebels. In the rebound there, Isaac Hodges. Pass underneath, and that shot's no good. Hodges will put it back. No good. Still fought for. Hodges will go up and be fouled.
That was a strong putback there by Hodges.
Yeah, that's his game. He plays with a lot of motion right now. The motion's in a positive way for him, so we'll see how it goes if that emotion turns to a negative.
Yep.
So we have a chance to tie this game. That one will drop in, and this game will be tied with 6:32 left in the opening quarter. Trent at the top of the key. He'll dump it over there to DeHaven. Here comes Landon Thomas. He's going to drive down into the lane. He'll put up the shot. No good. Solomon with the board. And the bucket.
Great strong bust. Way to use his body and get in good space right there and get a good shot.
Throwing all the way across the court there. That's Jenner Keene.
I mean, Johnson literally playing face-to-face defense here. That's what we want right
Good
there.
Job. That aggressive defense forces the turnover.
One Johnson out, one Johnson in.
I like it. I like it.
Same defensive intensity, no matter which one.
Yep.
Alex is in. The two are mirror images of each other. Literally, they were 24 and 42.
I wonder if they did that on purpose with that number.
Probably. Here's Johnson. He's going to drive down in. A little deep. Going to be trapped in there, though. He's a little too deep, and Ritchie County will get the turnover. So the Rebels will bring the ball up court. He'll pass it in there to Keene. Keene will drive down in and dump it off. Fought for underneath, and Doddridge County gets the block. Good job by Jason Solomon. Here comes Trent. Trent with the fadeaway jumper, rims out. Ritchie gets the rebound.
Definitely physical, that's for sure. They're letting them play right now.
Absolutely. Shades to the other night at South Harrison.
Satterfield will hand the ball at the top of the key. He'll handle the ball. Whistle will stop play. We're going to have a foul called away from the bucket. Actually, it was near the bucket. It was just away from the ball. What do you feel about that? I mean, he fouled close to the basket, but a long ways away from the ball.
Well, his job right now is to be physical, and that's okay because, like you said, they're going to be switching them in and out on those two right now. So I'll let that pass, right?
that was called on Alex Johnson. Another foul will be called.
That's 3 quick fouls, 3 quick team fouls right now.
Yeah, it's on DeHaven. 2 more, and they'll go to the line. Heston Hayes will check in for DeHaven. Satterfield set to inbound. He'll find Isaac Hodges there. Here's the three-point shot. It'll bounce out. Landon Thomas with the rebound for the Bulldogs. They're wanting to press. Here's Trent. He misses everything.
Yeah, he was struggling the other night because his shot list wasn't going either. Got to slow down a little. I mean, I like the speed, but be under control as well.
Yeah, find your shot. That's exactly right. You know what I mean? Don't force it. It'll open up.
Cronin has the ball now for Ritchie County. He'll dump it over there to Satterfield. Satterfield will hand it off to Jenner Keene. Keene will dump it off to Hodges. There's that trap on Hodges back in the corner. They're going to throw it over. He'll drive the lane. Shot no good. Shooting will bounce in though. Put back by Cronin.
Hey, I know it's early in the game, and I wouldn't expect that Ritchie's going to get shook at first. They got 3 seniors and a junior out there, so they've got some experience. They'll battles.
Alex Johnson will knock down the 3.
Here we go.
And that's the thing. Ritchie's going to live with that shot because they're keying on other guys. But if we can knock down that shot, that's going to open up a lot more for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll give you that a couple of times. I used to give that to people on the playground, and if they make a couple of them, you can't give them to them anymore, right? 2-point shot. They got to fix the net. So they'll stop play long enough to do that. Let the tall guys take care of that business.
Yeah.
8-7, the Bulldogs have a 1-point lead. 3:41 left in this opening quarter. A little bit of a delay here. Unsure why. So Thomas will inbound now. Here's Dixon bringing the ball up court. 3:34 left in this opening quarter. Little feed underneath there. That's going to go to Adams. Adams over to Dixon. Dixon for three. Bounces out. Adams with the rebound and the putback, and it won't go. Ritchie County secures the ball. So here comes Ritchie. Hodges brings the ball up. Dump it off, down underneath. Shot. Foul called on the play, so Seth Cronin will go to the line.
Team foul number 4. Is that Johnson's second?
I'm not sure.
There's 2 on Johnson's. I'm not sure if one's got 2.
Yeah, that's Johnson's second.
Johnson's second.
Yep.
Rims out, and Adams gets the rebound.
Will does a good job down low. Big body down there that, finds space and gets good rebounds.
Thomas turns around, and I think he expected Maddox to be someplace he wasn't. So that'll turn it over.
Good double team out here.
Drive down in the lane, nowhere for him to go, and he'll throw the ball out of bounds. They're going to say it stays with the Rebels. Two minutes and 42 seconds left. This game tied at 8. High pass there is hauled in by Ritchie County. Now Turner Shriver has it. He'll pass it back to Jenner King. Satterfield now dribbles around the top of the key. Ritchie County just content to move the ball around. Here's the three-point shot.
I mean, it essentially looks like we're wrapping our arms around Hodges.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm seeing right now.
We're doing what we need to on defense and I think on the offensive end, but we're just not getting the ball basket in the ball to hit the basket. Sorry.
Blocking foul will be called on Ritchie County.
That's weird. I've never seen Heston draw a foul.
Yeah.
He's always doing that. I always feel like he's
Yeah,
going
he does a great job.
Yes, he does.
Maddox Jones will look out to find Heston Hayes. Back to Jones. Jones will drive it down in, and he'll try to put it up. No good.
It was a good look. I didn't mind that.
Ritchie County with the rebound.
Oh.
And
Then we got a technical foul.
a technical on the blue bench. Candidly, I'm not sure what for, but there's a technical foul on the blue bench. So if something was said as he walked by. It's going to be a break for the Bulldogs as Maddox Jones will go to the free throw line. So Maddox will have a chance to get some points for nothing. I wonder if a fan said something a little too loud.
And that's the thing. It could have been that. That's.
Something must have been said as he walked by because there was nothing visually that you would look down there and say there was a technical foul.
Because he was just sitting there, and he stayed calm even after the foul.
Yeah. So Doddridge gets a free point out of it and the ball. Underneath Malachi Kelly.
That's a good look.
A little too strong. The feed to the cutting Rebel, and he'll put the shot up. No good. Fight for the loose ball. Fight for the loose ball. Malachi Kelly will get it. Here comes Heston Hayes.
Nice.
Nice little drop off. Nice pass off of the backboard back to Heston.
Nice to get a foul, Drew on Hodges there.
Yes. That's one thing they can't deal with is having him in foul trouble. So they've got to keep him fresh out of the stat line for that.
That's going to send Heston Hayes to the line. Weston will miss the first one.
Something we want to make sure we're going here. With these free throws, we want to knock them down because, later on it could be crucial.
Heston will put that shot up. It's no good. Will Adams with the rebound. He'll force it back in. Good job by Will Adams.
Like I was talking about earlier, he gets good position, and he's a big body, and he gets good rebounds. He gets in good position.
11-8 Bulldogs lead.
I'd love to know how many rebounds he has for the team right now.
Ritchie County content to move the ball around. Satterfield will drive down in, and he'll dump it off to Turner Shriver. Back around to Satterfield again. Drive the lane, and a foul will be called. So Seth Cronin will get to go to the line. They're going to call Malachi Kelly on the foul. Seth Cronin will go to the line to shoot two. .3 seconds left in the opening quarter. 11-9 your score. That was a little too strong. Fought for the loose ball, and it'll roll out of bounds to Ritchie County. Good hustle there by Maddox Jones getting on the floor, but he was the last one to touch it. Satterfield set to inbound. He'll toss it in to Seth Cronin. Cronin off to Hodges around the key. There's Cronin. Fire it down for the little floater, and it'll sink for Turner Shriver.
Yeah, the Rebels are looking for somebody else on offense, and it looks like they might have found Shriver with his, I think, second basket there.
And he's a senior, so he's played a lot of big games. Them being in the state tournament last year, so this is nothing new to him right now.
Game tied at 11.
And we're probably not the first team that's tried to shut down Cronin and Hodges, so he's going to be looking to get the ball to him.
Absolutely.
Unable to keep the handle on it in that corner there. See Johnson will come in for Jones. Isaac will be the one coming in.
Coming.
10 seconds left in this opening quarter. This game's tied. Ritchie County tried to play for the last, but Dixon gets the interception, and he gets the bucket, though he traveled. They didn't call it. The Ritchie County faithful are certain that he traveled, and I can't argue with them. What I can do is step aside. That's the end of the opening quarter. The score 11-11. We'll be back after this on WVRC Dodger. Oh, wait, we're going to keep it here, but we're going to watch the cheerleaders perform.
Yep.
Okay.
And now we'll step aside briefly. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge.
Our mission is in motion. Every classroom, every hallway, every heart is united to make a difference. We're empowering learners, building leaders, and inspiring Bulldog pride that lasts a lifetime. Together, we're not just moving forward, we're moving with purpose. Doddridge County Schools mission in motion, united to make a difference.
And we're back.
Ritchie County now trying to drive down in. Tied game, played to a tie through the end. Here's Satterfield's three-pointer, it's no good. Trent gets the rebound for the Bulldogs. He finds Landon Thomas. Thomas finds Johnson. Johnson can't get it to go. Loose ball go Ritchie's way. Friends, it's a packed gymnasium here, and just a lot of fun in here right now.
really, the momentum has not been shifted either way. It's kind of went back and forth right now. I think you're just kind of waiting for that run to happen by either team right now. So we'll have to see how this plans out.
Yeah, it's almost like both teams are just trying to still feel each other out.
Yep.
Where can we get to the basket? How do we need to stop this person? A lot of adjustments are being made by Coach Church at Ritchie and for Coach Paul Burnside here in Dodgers. So they'll get it figured out.
Trent at the top of the key. He'll drive the lane. He'll try the little floater, and it'll come up short. Loose ball, and that'll stay with Doddridge. And Nate or Paul Burnside, how do you feel about your team's performance so far?
I mean, they're okay right now. The only thing that I would be watching is essentially the fouls. You know, let's not get in foul trouble. We got 4 quick fouls, kind of settled in. But like I said, we just need to be smart here and not get in foul trouble to be later in the game will hurt us.
Just a shot for Doddridge. He'll sink it.
And that's the shot we're looking for. We love the speed, but he found a good look there, and that's a Jared Trent shot right there.
Definitely. Call 10 for blocking. 10 on Ritchie County. So that'll go for against Shriver. And a brief timeout. So they'll take 30 seconds. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this on WVRC Doddridge.
This fall, Doddridge County Schools celebrates a season of thanks and a season of Bulldog success. Across every building, our mission in motion shines bright. At the Early Learning Academy, more kindergarten students are reading now than at this time in previous years. A powerful sign that early success starts right here in Bulldog country. At the elementary and middle schools, creativity and curiosity came to life through the Great Pumpkin Visit and the first annual John Post Pumpkin Drop, turning learning into excitement. The high school boys cross-country team are your AA state champions. The cheerleaders captured the Region 1 championship and are advancing to
We are
state.
back as DeHaven inbounds to Jared Trent. Trent brings the ball up court. Here's Josh DeHaven. He'll find Johnson. Johnson over to Trent. Back to DeHaven. Over to Johnson. Down underneath there to Landon Thomas. Three-point shot is good. Camera operator's getting excited. Travel will be called against Ritchie County. They'll turn the ball over. 16-11, Doddridge County with a quick 5 points.
This is kind of what we're looking for right here. You're looking for that momentum swing.
Yep.
The crowd's getting into it. You know, we just had right there a mental mistake essentially with a walk at midcourt.
Yep.
So this is kind of what we're looking for.
But I like to see their patience on offense because what we said, Ritchie doesn't have a deep bench like Doddridge. Work that ball around. You don't have to rush your shot. Find the best shot. Take your best shot.
Yep, exactly.
Johnson had the open shot. He takes it. Solomon says, I'll take care of
That's
it.
like a man coming up through there.
He's a grown man.
He's cleaning it up down low. That's nice.
The Bulldogs lead by 7. Ritchie County tries to get it down underneath. They find the open target, Jenner Keene, and he sinks it.
That was a good look there.
Good ball movement there as Doddridge County shifted over to double team, and that left the back door open for Keene. A little bit.
Once again, you know, being patient with the basketball here, moving the ball around. Let's try to find that open look.
Dumps it down in the corner there to Trent. Trent will dump it over there to Thomas. Thomas will drive in, and he'll get his shot blocked there by Isaac Hodges. Hodges does a good job getting his hands on that, getting all ball.
Yeah, that was a good block.
Here's Keene for 3, and it sinks.
Let's get a good half-court set here and get a good basket.
Bulldogs see their lead dwindling to 2. Trent will put up the shot, and it'll bounce out. Ritchie with the rebound. Here comes Jenner Keene. Solomon, I think, got a hand on that, it looked like.
Yeah.
Here's Trent. Stands at the top of the key. He hits it over there to Isaac Johnson. DeHaven picks up the loose ball, gives it to Trent. Back to DeHaven. DeHaven for 3. No good. Same team guys. Solomon controls it. Back underneath to DeHaven. DeHaven tries to bounce it off. Can't get it, and Ritchie County's a good job on that defensive board. We're halfway through the second quarter. Here's Jenner Keene again. He's been the hot hand lately. Satterfield back to Keene. Find the man underneath. That's Satterfield. Satterfield will make the easy bucket.
Yep. Got the defender in the air and made an easy shot.
Yep.
Made an easy shot.
They double team Hodges there, but you can't leave the guy wide open underneath the basket. That's one thing we got to have a little help side defense if you're going to double down.
Absolutely.
And Solomon, he'll turn around and try to find a way to get rid of it. And he will, and he'll get the harm too.
And we got a technical coming. Solomon chirping in Hodges' ear.
So the officials, looks like they're going to call a technical foul. They're talking about it now. We'll see what they're discussing. Going to call the technical, it looks like, on Jaden Solomon.
Yeah. Looks like the referees might know this is a rivalry game too, right? Maybe trying to keep things a little bit calmer.
Yep.
We've had a
and they got
technical
to
on
nip
coach and technical on the player, so.
Want to nip it in the bud early, that's for sure.
So Solomon will shoot the common foul. Bounce that one out a little too strong. Now Ritchie County will send Isaac Hodges to the line to shoot the technical foul. So as you mentioned, I think these officials are trying to keep a tight rein on tonight's game.
Yeah. A little bit, these players watch a lot of college ball and pro ball, and they've loosened up on that kind of stuff a little bit. You know, it's a showcase, it's showtimes in sports. There's a paid athletes. These guys got to keep it under control and not let their emotions come out that way.
Get the best of them, right? Yeah.
It's a big play.
It is.
Go to the line, shoot your free throw.
Yep. I always
end.
tell my guys, essentially show them up on the court, the field, whatever.
Yep.
Let your game do the talking is basically how I look at it.
That's your play. Yep, I agree.
I will say, though, it is an emotional game.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
That's part of what makes sports great.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree with that. Both two top good low defenders there, or so post players. It's good to sort of watch them go after each other. I know they're, probably being recruited, may end up playing the next level, so it's good to have that battle tonight between the two of them.
Yep, absolutely.
3 minutes and 18 seconds left before the intermission. Ritchie County gets the ball after the technical foul. Carter Satterfield set to inbound for the Rebels. Now they're talking about something at the scorer's table. They're counting up the number of fouls. Making sure they get this straight.
Yep, want to have it straight.
Want to make sure you got it right at this stage. Better to take a little time and make sure everybody's got it taken care of and it's on the same page. They got the scorers talking to each other. Bobby DeHaven in the middle there. He's trying to keep it all straight, keep it all calm.
And I just got a text. If you're at home watching us and not watching the college football playoff, just to let you know, Indiana is up 7-0 right now over Oregon.
Okay.
You might have a split screen going. I like to think you're just watching us.
That's important. Coach Signetti, though, what a job he's done in Indiana.
Yes, sir.
One of those ones you wish you could have hired. He's got some connections to WVU as well. Holding fouls called on, it looks like Jared Trent. So that's the second team foul. Attempted inbound pass, tried to catch him driving. He'll fade away jumper, no good. Bounces out. Doddridge County's Will Adams gets the rebound. He ditches it off to Trent. Trent brings it up court.
Well, 5-on-4 right now. Well, Satterfield recovered.
Here's Heston Hayes. He'll drive down to the lane, and then he'll try to get to Thomas. Back to Trent. Trent floater. Nice little floating shot there.
Great shot.
Let's hope that wakes up his offense.
That's a Jared Trent shot. He loves that shot. He makes that a lot. He'll cut towards the lane, and it just takes that floater.
Backcourt.
That defense there, I thought Trent got a hand on him, but he didn't touch it. He just stepped away from it.
Kind of makes me
Just lost
wonder
control.
if Paul right here will go into a press after our last made basket here. You know what I mean? Okay, he's going to call a timeout here. He's seeing a little bit of a difference right there. Seeing adding a little pressure. You know, Jared wasn't doing much out there, but let's see if we can add some more pressure to it and see if we can get some turnovers off of it.
Yep.
Yeah, King's a sophomore, generally a pretty good ball handler. Satterfield's a senior, pretty good ball handler, but with some pressure, they are prone to turnovers. So we'll see what they do there.
Timeout was 20 seconds, so we'll just keep it here and prepare for the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Well, let's step aside briefly. We'll be back after this on WVRC Doddridge.
Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
Welcome back. Doddridge County set to inbound with a 3-point lead. 288 back and forth affair as neither of these teams has extended much of a lead throughout this game.
No, Doddridge went on a little bit of a run, but Ritchie came storming back.
Heston Hayes will drive in and he'll get the roll.
Nice.
Good looking shot there by Heston Hayes.
I'm impressed though, Ritchie doesn't bring a lot off the bench, and these five are finding other scores than the two. I don't know that Isaac Hodges and Seth Cronin had many points at all.
No.
Here he'll drive the lane and he'll make the shot.
As soon as I say that.
Seth Cronin showing why you got to guard him all.
Cronin has 6 right now, and Hodges has 4.
Okay.
A lot of Cronins have come from from the charity stripe as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe his first free throw, to be honest, or not free throw, maybe his first field goal. Here's Satterfield. Control of the ball, trying to control this Ritchie County offense. Landon Thomas on defense. And there'll be a foul call.
Yeah.
Did a great job keeping him from getting a good look. Turner Shriver trying to get down in there, and then Thomas, I think, just lost control of his balance there.
Yeah, I think Landon would like to have that one back. He realized that shot wasn't going to go up. It just instinct.
Yeah.
Try to swat that ball.
Exactly.
Just kind of let it, as off balance as he was when he released that, just let it go.
Yeah. Keep waiting for Doddridge to explode. I think that's what they're getting frustrated about. They're wanting to take off and get that lead going, and they keep looking back, and they're within 1, they're within 2. So they just got to play their game and not worry about how close Ritchie is.
Yep.
Ritchie stays right in that rear view mirror, nice and tight with the headlights on.
Yeah.
1:33 left before the break. And Turner Shriver stands at the free throw line, tries to cut this lead to 2. And he'll do it. Bulldogs lead is 2. Heston Hayes controls for the Bulldogs. We'll dump it off to DeHaven. DeHaven to Trent. Trent drives down in and finds Will Adams, and a nice looking shot by Will Adams.
Good little head fake there to get Hodges kind of off of it a little bit so he wasn't able to block that shot.
Satterfield now. Controls the ball, and there's going to be a foul call there as they're called DeHaven. That's the 4th foul for the Bulldogs. One more will send Ritchie County to the line.
That's DeHaven's 2nd as well.
Isaac Johnson will check in for DeHaven.
I know we only have a minute left, but I don't see him coming back in the game until
No sense risking it.
Catch and shoot. It's no good. Controlled by Will Adams. Good job by Adams. He throws it out there. Loose ball, and it's going to go Doddridge as well.
Will, another big rebound down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing the dirty work, trying to get his offense started.
Those are the guys you need. You need the role players to fill those gaps where, the rebound in, playing tough defense, and that's what Doddridge has. They have a lot of different guys that can do that stuff.
Eston Hayes will dump it off underneath to Landon Thomas. And Thomas with a nice little underhanded flip. Doddridge leads by 6. Satterfield drives the lane. Landon fights for the ball. It goes up, no good. This ball controlled by Adams. He'll find Trent on the outlet. Comes Trent, drives straight down in, turns around, and makes the shot.
What an acrobatic shot there, huh?
6 points quickly scored there by the Bulldogs.
You don't usually see that, but he had 2 guys, defenders on him, and faded away from it. That's awesome.
That's a senior leader right there.
You hate to send somebody to the line here.
Yeah, that's our 5th team foul, 7 seconds. Now, that's one foul that I would say I wouldn't necessarily agree on right there, right? If you're going to call me out.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I agree,
Isaac Johnson called with the foul there.
And I understand what he's doing. He's trying not to let him get the ball with those 7 seconds left. So,
yeah, he's been doing a good job tonight since he came in, switching off the Haven, put in Johnson on Hodges there.
Exactly.
That'll trim the Bulldog lead to 7. Chance to cut it to 6 with this basket. Hodges will get the second one to sink as well.
All right, let's get a good shot here.
5 seconds. Heston Hayes looks for Trent. Trent brings it around. He'll fly down in. Puts it up at the buzzer, but it won't go.
Tough shot.
So the Bulldogs lead by 6, 30-24. We'll be back after this on WVRC Doddridge.
In Doddridge County Schools, our mission is in motion. From classrooms to construction sites, from labs to livestock, students are gaining real-world skills that build bright futures. With hands-on training, industry certifications, and pathways that lead straight to college or career success, Doddridge County Schools is preparing tomorrow's leaders today. Because here, we are united to make a difference for every student's future.
Doddridge County, you make the difference. Every cheer from the stands, every volunteer hour, every business partner, and every proud Bulldog family keeps our mission in motion. Because of you, our students are learning, leading, and thriving in the classroom, on the field, and in our community. From all of us at Doddridge County Schools, thank you for believing in our mission and standing united to make a difference every single day. Doddridge County Schools. Together, we are united to make a difference. Hey Bulldog Nation, it's time to renew your extracurricular passes. Thanks to community support of the levy, every staff member, student, and taxpayer receives free admission to all regular season home athletic events. Whether it's under the Friday night lights, on the basketball court, or at a spring softball game, your pass connects you to the heart of our schools. Renewals are easy. Stop by any home football game or visit the central office during business hours. Don't miss out on the fun. If you need a replacement or are applying for the first time, simply complete the short form. More details are available on our website or give us a call. Together, we're putting our mission in motion because in Doddridge County, excitement is everywhere. We are united to make a difference for every student, every day. Let's go Bulldogs!
It's Friday night under the lights at Klein Stansberry Stadium, where tradition meets pride and Bulldog Nation comes alive. Each game, we rise together for our team, for our community, and for every student in Doddridge County. This is more than football. This is our mission in motion. Bulldogs fight with pride, Bulldogs stand united, and Bulldogs never back down. From the classroom to the field, we are Doddridge proud. We are united to make a difference.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs.
Back inside of Craig Keller Gymnasium, where Doddridge County enjoys a run right before the half, and they go up by 8, and then Ritchie County cuts into that by a couple. Bulldogs lead by 6. Jeremy, if you're Coach Paul Burnside, what are you thinking about right now?
How to get more points on the board, right? So I think we're being patient at the end. We got to continue to wear them down, make Ritchie chase us around, but get the ball in the basket. We're getting some good looks, and we're just not having as many go in as we need to. And then when we get those rebounds on the offensive end, that second chances, we're getting a lot of second chances, we're just not getting them in. So I think find a way to just sew up that scoring so we can get some more points on the board.
Nate, what's Coach Kenny Church thinking?
Really? I mean, I don't really change it much. You know, essentially if I'm them, I'm trying to get some offensive sets on their end, maybe some double screens, try to get their two guys the ball more. You know, he probably expected us to come in here and be like this and be physical. So essentially, we're going to try to draw up as many plays as we can to try to find an open shot for our two guys and really put the ball in their hands. And if they double down, look for that open guy. Essentially, what they've been doing is you know, if they're getting doubled down, there's going to be someone open, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's been a few times. Doddridge County has done a good job shutting down the Stars, though. You got some numbers over there, I think Doddridge numbers.
Yeah, so really I'll touch on Ritchie. Hodges and Crone right now sit at 6 points apiece, which I think that's a victory in Doddridge's eyes.
Absolutely.
You know, and then we got Doddridge right now. Like I said, we're spread out. We have 9 guys that have scored for us. So like I said, I said 9 to 11 guys, so we typically have that. But right now, Jared, I think, is leading the way. Jared Trent with 6 points and 4 rebounds. And then Adams actually has 4 points and 2 rebounds. DeHaven right now is in a little bit of foul trouble, and he also has 5 points and 3 rebounds. The one thing that I have noticed, though, with this Doddridge game tonight, you know, you haven't seen those 5 subs essentially coming in. He's only putting in personnel where he needs to fill the void. He's letting the guys play. And you know, we have depth, we do, but sometimes you got to have those starters be in there in a longer period of time to also get the experience, being able to play these high minutes and so forth.
Oh, absolutely. As the season goes on, as you get closer to the tournament and stuff like that, you're going to need to settle in on a starting lineup or starting rotation, right? It's good to get as many players in to get development and skill, but when you need to win a game, you need to know who those are, right?
Exactly, and he's
players.
finding that out by switching in, certain guys. I mean, you've seen who came back out on the court in the second quarter there, who was kind of stepping up in different situations for us. Maybe it was Isaac Johnson that was kind of playing a different role. Obviously Jared Trent's been one of the guys since his freshman year. He's been on the floor, but you got to find out who's the other 5, 7 guys that are going to be on there consistently for the high minutes.
Here, we've had some success with what we want to do in the first half. Let's keep doing that. Be patient on the offensive end. Get some buckets. We're going to be okay. So don't get the highs can't be too high, the lows can't be too low.
So we'll step aside briefly. We'll be back for the start of the second half. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC. Welcome back. If you're a football fan, which I know many of you are, Indiana currently leads Oregon 14-7 in the college football championship playoff. Trent back, he'll go back around to DeHaven. DeHaven over to Johnson.
I like the patience of the ball movement here.
It kind of looks like Ritchie's packing it in right now. They're going to make Doddridge beat us from the perimeter.
Trent takes the step aside and he says, I'll sink this three.
Yeah. We'll take on that challenge head on, right?
Absolutely.
9-point lead for the Bulldogs. Big shot there by JT. Satterfield.
He's got the hot hand right now. I mean, I would be trying to find him with the open shot.
Hodges will dump it back, and Keene will make the shot.
Respect right there, hand in your face. That was a good shot.
Oh, nice drive.
Going
just
straight to the thing, just couldn't get the roll. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
I like to see Jaden just go up with that right there.
Yeah.
He had the position, just go up and put it right back up in the basket.
Seemed like he took just a second longer than you'd want.
Yep.
Trent with a little floater, bounces around, can't get it to fall. Loose ball, and that'll go Ritchie's way. They'll call 33 for foul. So Solomon will pick up a second foul, I think.
Yeah, can't reach over like that to get the ball. He's wanting it, trying to get it for us, but.
3 on Solomon.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
I forgot about that technical foul.
Yep.
Okay, technically that's a foul too.
Technically it is.
Satterfield at the top of the key tries to dump it down underneath and sticks his hand up and keeps it from getting that far. Keene will get blocked there by Solomon.
Looking to push. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, we don't want to get his fourth right here this early in the second half.
Hodges for 3. He'll make it. Good shot by Ritchie County's Isaac Hodges.
Lost their focus for a second. He made us pay.
Well, this is where you're going to find out. Obviously, we have a game plan coming out in the first half, but we got to stick to it here going into the second.
Yep.
So 5:55 on a turning clock. Satterfield at the top of the key, looking to set the offense. He'll dump it off to Keene. There's the shot. It'll bounce out. Landon Thomas will get the rebound. Ooh, well, almost. And then Jared and DeHaven get off the Trent.
Another technical on the bench.
Technical on the bench there this time again.
Looks to be another tech off the bench.
I'm not sure which coach.
He's pointing to himself and saying that one's on me, so. Sometimes the coaches will do that to fire their team up.
Yeah.
4-point deficit for the Rebels, though, and Doddridge County will get a chance to earn some points from the free throw line.
Yeah, they've got to calm down here a little bit. They're pressing, I think, a little bit themselves, but they want to be up bigger than this. Let the game come to you. Play out you've been coached, use your talent, get the points on the board that way.
I believe he's saying it's not the same coach that they called it on earlier.
I think that was on the head coach this time.
Okay, the head coach.
Yeah,
They're just going. I guess we'll just go down the line here. Essentially, is what they're doing.
Yeah. I think that, as memory. As memory serves me, though, a couple of technicals can mean a problem if you get two of them in one game.
Yes.
Like I said, Jared's hot right now. He's carrying the load for Doddridge right now. He has 11 points right now early in the, midway through the third quarter here. I think we just need to keep Jared in here and try to find him some open looks still. Really, with Jaden Solomon being in foul trouble, they're going to have to lean on Will or Malachi Kelly to be down low for us right now because Jaden's in foul trouble.
And both of them can't do it, right? The strong rebounder. We've seen Malachi on their basket going up and getting some good shots, so they can do that. Just have to.
Johnson shots off,
lean into
and
it.
she gets the rebound.
Good movement here.
In fact, he was going to thought about that three. Contorted his body, but was able to get the rebound and put it back. That's Hodges. 31-35 as the Rebels cut in to the Bulldog lead. It's down to 4.
Hodges is getting the ball in space, and that's the thing. If you give him space, it's going to be a tough matchup for Doddridge.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a good score out for long, so he's going to find a way. I'm sure that at halftime they worked on some things that get him an open look or two.
There's a little underneath, and they get the turnover there. Good heads-up play, and then Johnson gets it right back for Doddridge.
That's exactly what we want. He's a little firecracker in there, just running around.
Yeah. We got to take care of it when we get it, though. We got to make sure we know where we want to go with the ball, make good, sharp passes here so we can take advantage of those turnovers.
So 35-21, 4:06 left in this third. As Maddox Jones set to inbound for the Bulldogs. They'll throw it back to Trent. Way back to Trent.
Coach Paul's calling some kind of offensive set there, trying to get the players' attention. Ooh, a little hard to handle.
Down to Malachi Kelly. Kelly's able to keep control of it. DeHaven will throw it. Oh, it's no good. Loose ball controlled by Ritchie. Seth Cronin gets the rebound. Satterfield at the top of the key. They dump it over to Hodges. Hodges back to Satterfield to Keene. Keene's three will sink. Doddridge County's lead will be cut to a single point.
They have found a third score tonight.
Whistle now called.
See who this is on. Turner Shriver.
So Landon Thomas will come in for the Bulldogs. They'll send DeHaven to the sideline. It's not often you see one or the other of them in there. They're usually in there together.
Yep.
Yeah.
High pass to Malachi Kelly. Here's Thomas for three, and he'll sink it.
Good answer there. Good answer.
Money by Landon Thomas.
You don't see that often, but I don't mind that shot as open as he was.
Yeah.
Underneath, they'll turn around and sink it. That's Hodges.
Yeah, that's a patented shot of his. He likes to catch that ball there and make the turnaround and sink it.
2:55 left in the third. 2-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Underneath to Malachi Kelly. He'll try that free throw. Just inside the free throw line. Ritchie County gets control. Driving the lane and gets the roll in. Seth Cronin ties this game 38-38.
Oh, no.
Malachi Kelly expected Trent to come back out and get the ball, and he didn't. And it comes almost up to our camera here.
Yeah.
Heads up.
Live action shot.
Almost got Macy Adams for a live action shot there.
And this is the type of swings that you see in these rivalry games right now.
Satterfield now brings the ball up court. He's got the ball at the top of the key. Oh, and Doddridge County does a great job getting a handle on it. He feeds it up to Heston Hayes.
Nice pass.
Heston Hayes with the shot.
Now let's go. Get back on defense. Quit talking and let's play.
Intercepted by Landon Thomas. Thomas dumps it off to Jones.
Nice pass.
Little bounce pass back underneath. Here's Will Adams and a tied ball. Tied up ball there. Good ball movement by Doddridge County. Credit Ritchie County for recuperating and getting the held ball. Landon Thomas knocks this one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rebels. Trying to get the inbound there to Isaac Hodges.
Give Trent a little bit of a break here.
Get him the breath that he needs. He's played really well.
That'll bring in Dixon. Doddridge County content to run a press now. Satterfield trying to break it with speed. Loose ball controlled by Doddridge. Here comes Thomas. He throws it to Jones, and Jones will be fouled on the floor.
A lot of hustle plays, and honestly, that's what Doddridge is good at. I like this.
Yep, they're pushing it. Not a bad foul there by Jenner King. You know, stop the easy bucket.
Yep.
It was a call on the floor, so it would be out of bounds, not free throws.
Yeah, and Jones's shot's no good. Not a bad foul there too, because Doddridge was breaking quickly. Will Adams gets the steal. He takes it away. Back to Landon Thomas. Thomas to Jones, over to Adams. Adams says, I'll take the three from here.
Oh, a little long.
A little bit long, a little bit strong, and back to the Rebels. Now controlling the ball, Hodges for the Rebels. As Hodges brings the ball up court. Looks for a lane, he'll dump it back to Shriver. Shriver back underneath to Hodges. Hodges trying to find his way in there. Will Adams with the rebound for the Bulldogs.
Great defense right there. Let him come into you.
There Adams will finish it off. 45 seconds left in this third quarter. We'll get you the time here directly. 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Will Adams gets the turnover. Heston Hayes brings the ball up court. We got 30 seconds left. Hayes will put it in.
Nice shot.
44-38 your score.
That's huge. These transition buckets right now.
20 seconds left before the fourth quarter. 17 left in the third. He'll drive the lane. A nice little move there by Isaac Hodges. Inside of 10 seconds, we're at 7. Here comes Dixon. 5, 3. Landon Thomas will take the long shot, and time will expire. So at the end of the third quarter, the score, the Doddridge County Bulldogs 44, Ritchie County Rebels 40. Back with more on WVRC Doddridge.
Same.
Welcome back.
Just to touch on some things here, you know, Hodges right now has 15 points for the Rebels.
Wow.
Hayes trying to get it underneath to Solomon, just can't get it down in there, and Keene gets the ball for the Rebels. Here comes Satterfield.
Yeah, another point to make here, too. The Rebels have only played 5. They're 5 starters, right? So we've been rotating people in. I'm just wondering, when do we start to wear on them? When do they start to, you know, not get to the ball as fast, not get their hands up, not make for the rebound? So, you know, they're in shape.
Yeah, they are.
Tournament team last year. You know, they're single A team this, you know, and we're double A. But, you know, they're not going to give in. It's a rivalry game, so they're going to play as hard as they can.
Blake Mitchell called for the foul there. Now Mitchell gets the rebound. Here comes Dixon. Dixon gets it off to Heston Hayes. Ooh, Hayes traveled down in there, I believe, will be the call, and that is the call. I can't argue, that was the same thing I saw.
Yeah. We're leaving too many opportunities out there. Leaving that door open. Mason, you're way too over.
Whoa. Driving down into the lane, Isaac Hodges will ditch it back to Keene. Back around the horn to Hodges. Satterfield now looks to find Shriver. Again back to Hodges. Ritchie County committed to getting Hodges those touches. Foul will be called away from the ball and away from the bucket. This will be called on Jared Trent.
That's our second team foul right now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we haven't had a minute expire yet.
7:03. Thanks to Macy for getting you the full view of the crowd as well while we're here. There he is laying on his knees, Satterfield, and they'll call timeout.
30 seconds.
So we'll step aside. We'll be back with more. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC.
Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
And we are back. Here's the handoff underneath to Hodges. Hodges will drive the lane. Solomon fights for the loose ball. He'll control it, and he'll be fouled.
They were letting the battle in there, but that's a little bit of a slap on the arm. You've got to call that. Well, you can hear it where we're sitting, but the headset on.
That's it. Turner Shriver will be called for the foul.
I think Hodges was called for that one.
I thought so. I think it should have been 14.
Yeah, I think he get 14.
Isaac Hodges called then. Down in the corner there, that's Dixon. Dixon will bring it back out to Trent.
Good pass to get it out of that corner right there.
Let's run our set here. Let's get a set play.
Here comes Trent. He'll drive down
Nice
in.
pass.
Nice pass to Solomon. Jaden Solomon for 2. Doddridge County bringing that press. Jenner Keene will try the 3. It's no good. Fought for and controlled by Ritchie County. Satterfield now will slow things down and run his set. Oh, go out of bounds. He lost the handle on it. Seth Cronin couldn't keep the handle down on it. Down, got in too deep there.
Yeah, he tried to go around Solomon. Solomon had that good positioning in there. The only opportunity he had was to go out of bounds. Give the Dodgers Bulldogs the ball.
So Bryson Dixon now to control. He'll dump it off to Mitchell. Back to Jared Trent.
Be impatient.
Underneath. Thomas will try the fadeaway jumper. Misses on that. 6-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Trying to drive into the lane. That's Hodges. He'll try the fadeaway himself, and Solomon is there for the board.
Good defense by Dixon on there on Hodges.
Absolutely.
There comes Trent. He'll drive it in.
Yeah, that's got to count. Slap the backboard.
So they'll call for goaltending, slapping the backboard.
Yeah, you can't touch it.
What is this, an MC Hammer song?
Yeah, yeah. Point of emphasis this year, not to be touching the backboard, right? You can't touch it.
That wasn't a big problem I had when I played, I can tell you that.
No, not for me.
I didn't have that kind of hops. Macy. Satterfield now. He'll dump it down in the corner, and then a whistle will be called away from the thing. It's going to be called on Ritchie County. Calling offensive foul on Carter Satterfield. And Doddridge County will get the ball with the 8-point advantage.
Bulldogs have a chance here to make this a double-digit lead. Haven't seen that all game right now. It'd be a great time to run a good play here and get a good shot.
Yeah, be patient, find your shot. Nice.
Solomon likes to get it down underneath.
Okay.
And Solomon will get it.
Didn't call the flop there. I don't think the fans around us are real excited about that no call.
It's funny. We're at home, but I feel like we're in the Hornets' nest over here.
Turnover there. Here comes Blake Mitchell. Mitchell sinks it. Doddridge County goes up by 12. Timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more. You're tuned in to Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs!
In Doddridge County Schools, our mission is in motion. Every classroom, every hallway, every heart is united to make a difference. We're empowering learners, building leaders, and inspiring Bulldog pride that lasts a lifetime. Together, we're not just moving forward, we're moving with purpose. Doddridge County Schools' mission in motion, united to make a difference.
Welcome back, where Doddridge County has taken advantage of a big run, and now they lead by 12.
You know, one thing that Jeremy pointed out, you know, they only had 5 guys that have played the whole game. Well, I think it's starting to show a little bit. You know, we're getting some easier baskets essentially, and they're not playing the defense that they were playing the whole 3 quarters, I guess I would say.
Yeah, they're in shape, but I think it's starting to wear down on them now, like you pointed out.
And I think that comes with anybody. You know, you're going to play a whole game against these guys that you're seeing a different body in front of them every few minutes. You know, that gets old, I'm sure.
Plus, they're not just letting them walk up the half court. I mean, they're running that press, they're trapping here and there, and that's got to add to it as well. It takes a little bit more energy.
Yep, exactly.
So Keene has the ball.
Doddridge comes out here and just still a man-to-man defense right now. So just some high pressure.
Shriver gets it back to Satterfield. Back around there to Shriver. Hodges controls the ball. Tries to throw it underneath. Tipped away there, controlled by Ritchie County. Tipped away again. This time it was kicked. It's going to go Ritchie's way. Surprised they didn't call kick ball there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Someone kicked it.
Don't mind this. Make this Rebel offense work hard on this end, right? Wear them down a little bit, so we can take advantage on our end of the thing.
You know, if I'm the Rebels right now, they can feel it slipping through their fingers right now as this time dwells off, and it's still a 12-point lead.
Trying to get it underneath, and Jared Trent steps in front of it, knocks it out.
Good look down low. Great idea.
Hodges trying to get into Cronin there.
Keep playing the defense that they're playing right now. They're not going to cut this lead.
Cronin will try a shot, and it'll rim in.
Spoke too soon.
3-point there for Seth Cronin, cuts the lead to single digits.
I would like to know how many threes they have, because I feel like that's what's kind of kept them in the game and brought them back.
It's going to go out, but stay with Doddridge.
Yeah, and Jenner Keen's hit a couple big threes tonight.
Yep.
And then Seth, that's his go-to. He's a shooter. He likes a three.
Cronin with 11 right now, and Keen 10, and then Hodges has 15.
Don't reach, Jaden.
There we go. Hodges. He'll drive it up. He'll find Keen. Off the backboard. Loose ball. Fought for. And they're going to say Thomas was on the line when he touched the ball. Ritchie County basketball.
It's a big battle there underneath.
Pass underneath.
Yep. Feet a little quicker than the brain right there.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah. Better than the mouth being quicker than the brain.
Indeed. Mitchell will dump it down in the corner to Thomas. Back underneath, found Solomon underneath. Solomon's trying to get it up. He does. Finds the glass and the basket. 11-point advantage for the Bulldogs.
Way to pivot right there and find your open shot.
Yeah. He's worked on that a lot this year.
Hodges with a three-pointer. Bounces out, controlled by Mitchell. Doddridge gets the rebound there. Comes Jared Trent. He'll find Dixon back underneath to Solomon. Oh, Solomon able to get the basket.
Two big baskets right there by Jaden Solomon.
Loose ball will go Doddridge's way. Goes into the hallway. And Ritchie County wants to stop and talk about it. So while they talk, we'll step aside. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge.
Bulldogs in the building. Every day's the key. Show up, stand out, be the best you can be. When Bulldogs are together, success is what we see. Mission in motion.
Bulldogs in the building. We rise, we shine. Every day we show up, success is mine. Strong, united, making moves each day. Mission in motion as a Bulldog way. Bulldogs in the building. We rise, we shine. Every day we show up, success is
Bulldogs in the building, every day's the key. Show up, stand out, be the best you can be. When Bulldogs are together, success is what we see.
days of key. Show up, stand out, be the best you can be.
Welcome back. Where Doddridge County set to inbound. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this contest. Doddridge County leads 56-43.
Yeah. A big ask for these Rebels to press like that when these five have played all game.
Landon Thomas will try the three. It's the back of the rim. Solomon will be fouled. Call that one on Cronin, or I'm sorry, Hodges. Isaac Hodges, number 14, called with the foul.
Relatively clean quarter. We're looking at 2 team fouls for the Bulldogs, 3 for the Rebels here.
That's Hodges' fourth.
Is it his fourth? Okay.
Yep.
That's big.
Jared Trent trying to find a lane. He'll find Landon Thomas instead. Thomas will put up a little floater and then he'll get his own.
Way to follow your shot.
Absolutely.
Cleans up his own mess there. Puts it back in. Satterfield down to Cronin. Cronin, here's the shot. No good. Controlled by the rebounds, controlled by Doddridge. Shriver with the shot there. Here comes Jared Trent. Trent looking to break that press. Solomon underneath.
Easy, too easy.
Easy money for Solomon. Little contact out there. Looks like Landon Thomas got elbowed. Surprised they haven't stopped it to allow Thomas to be attended to. He's checking his nose there. Now Ritchie County has the ball. I don't think the officials must not have seen it, because they should have stopped play to give Thomas a chance to get some attention. Now I guess actually Ritchie County's coach is going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
If you're Paul, you don't want to waste a timeout on that situation. The timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. We'll be back after this. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge. Welcome back, where Doddridge County leads by 15, 60-45. We're inside a minute to play here. Doddridge County trying to put this one away. Here's Dixon. He'll dump it underneath to DeHaven. Well, not really underneath, but he dumps it down there to him. Throws it across the court. Not a great throw there by Dixon.
Yeah, not the best decision.
And now Trent's going to get a foul called against him. And that's going to send Isaac Hodges to the line.
I mean, foul or no foul, that's not a bad foul, so that's how I look at it. This isn't the NBA where you're going to be able to be in the possession of shooting your shot, so they'll take it out underneath the basket here.
So Satterfield set the inbound. When it's knocked out of bounds, it'll stay with the Rebels. Here's a three-point shot, and it'll sink. Turner Shriver knocks down the three. They'll stop play momentarily, I guess, for some substitutions.
Yeah, some fresh legs coming in there for the last 30 seconds.
Dixon will inbound it to Jones. 28 seconds left. Here comes Jared Trent. Trent will drive down, and he'll stop and shoot, and DeHaven will clean up that one.
Yep, there, clean up the garbage.
10 seconds left. Satterfield will get a chance underneath. Doddridge County's Maddox Jones will block the shot. Maddox gets it across the midcourt stripe. Now just lets the last few seconds flick off. The final score, the Doddridge County Bulldogs 62. Ritchie County Rebels 48. We'll step aside. We'll be back with our post-game thoughts after this. You're tuned into Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge.
Doddridge County, you make the difference. Every cheer from the stands, every volunteer hour, every business partner, and every proud Bulldog family keeps our mission in motion. Because of you, our students are learning, leading, and thriving in the classroom, on the field, and in our community. From all of us at Doddridge County Schools, thank you for believing in our mission and standing united to make a difference every single day. Doddridge County Schools. Together, we are united to make a difference.
Welcome back. I have the honor of being joined by Coach Paul Burnside. Paul, thanks for joining us. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
Praise the Lord for another victory. There's no easy night in the LKC Conference, regardless of who you're playing. Ritchie's a really good ball club. Guys came out, executed the game plan, and praise be to God for another win.
Paul, it looked like it was a case where your depth made all of the difference because you were able to Ritchie County just looked gassed in that fourth quarter to me.
I mean, that's why we have as many guys as what we do. If we didn't intend to play them, shouldn't have kept them. And I've told them that, and they know. And we have a great group of guys that care about each other, and got one common goal in mind, and that's to see Doddridge be successful.
Strategically, we noticed you were making more strategic substitutions and not like the whole line changes that we've seen in some other games. What was your thought process there without giving the whole game away, right?
It's just scouting report, different things, game plan that we wanted to execute. This shift to what we did tonight was just what was meant for tonight. That doesn't mean that we can't go back to something else for the next game. So we're just, proud of our guys and thankful for another win.
Exactly. And essentially, when he talks about, different lineups coming in there, you had Johnson starting tonight. Was that something you wanted to do to maybe shut down Cronin? They're a top-heavy team essentially coming into this game. So was it something you were looking to shut down those two guys early?
Yeah, that's not any secret. When you come out in the triangle and two, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to shut those guys down. And not that we didn't have other guys that could have done it, but we thought that the two that we started brought the most energy and brought the most physicality to those, and it showed.
Yep.
But, Ritchie's a good team. They adjusted things. We have to adjust as well. We eventually just went straight man-to-man, but still made sure we knew where 5 and 14 were at all times.
You knew 5 and 14 was going to get their points, but you did, I thought, a really good job at shutting them down, knowing they're going to get some points. They're not going to leave the game with 0 points. I think we all knew that going in. I thought you did a good job, though, keeping them under control, and nobody else could step up for them, it seemed like.
Yeah, early on, their guys were making shots. But as you said, our depth wears on people.
Yeah.
And, by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, you don't have legs to shoot a jump shot anymore.
Exactly.
And that's tough. And when we've got guys at the back end, whether it's Will Adams, Malachi Kelly, Landon Thomas, Josh DeHaven, Jaden Solomon, whoever's in there in the back line, that's tough to score over top of. And so, our guys did a great job of executing.
You mentioned there's no gimmies in the LKC. You got St. Mary's coming up next. What's your thoughts on that game?
Well, here's the thing. I've told guys for years, you can never go into a game thinking you've already got everything under control. Regardless of how we played the first time, we have to go execute another game plan and play for 32 minutes and get the job done again on the road, which is difficult.
Yep.
We're not here at all at home at all next week. Okay, we're on the road twice, so we just have to continue to work to get better, get back into the practice gym, and keep working on things.
Look at the schedule. You're about halfway through the season. How do you assess your team's performance?
Again, we're blessed. Thank the good Lord above for as many blessings of how He's blessed us. We're 9-1, but all glory goes to Him and to the hard work these kids have put in.
Well, Paul, we appreciate the work that you put in as well and your efforts. Any parting thoughts before?
Praise the Lord, and thank you guys for all that you do.
Yep, thank
Paul,
you.
We really appreciate you taking the time to visit
Congratulations,
with us.
Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. And we'll be back with more. You're tuned in to Doddridge County Boys Basketball on WVRC Doddridge.
In Doddridge County Schools, our mission is in motion. Every classroom, every hallway, every heart is united to make a difference. We're empowering learners, building leaders, and inspiring Bulldog pride that lasts a lifetime. Together, we're not just moving forward, we're moving with purpose. Doddridge County Schools' mission in motion, united to make a difference.
Welcome back, where the Doddridge County Bulldogs have knocked off the Ritchie County Rebels and leave tonight victorious. Nate, you got some numbers and some thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, really it came down there towards the end of the game. We kind of took advantage of them only playing 5 guys essentially and running away with the game there towards the end. The score does not really give it justice how really close the game was the whole game. I know we came away 62-48, but essentially it was a close game. It was back and forth there for a majority of the game. But I look at it, and my player of the game is Jaden Solomon tonight. He kind of really turned it on there and helped them with that run there late. He ended up with 14 points and 8 rebounds and 3 blocks right now. And if I had to do a co-player of the game, it would have been Jared Trent. Jared Trent, he kind of manned the ship majority of the game, and he had 13 points with 4 rebounds and 3 assists.
It was quiet, too. I mean, to be honest with you, when you tell me he had 13 points, I didn't realize that.
Yep, exactly. So, they had Jaden step up there at the end, and that was big. They kind of got tired, and we got some easy buckets down low for Jaden, and that's what he's about. He's a force down below.
Jeremy, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, I think Dodgers faced a quality opponent. We knew that coming in, and it's a rivalry game, so anything can happen. I don't think Richie needs to hang their heads too low. I mean, they battled for 4 quarters, no subs. I mean, they had some people on the bench, but they didn't pull anybody else in. So I looked forward to, what is that?
Got St. Mary's next.
The next Richie game is
it's an away game on the 29th.
So the 29th, an away game. Dodgers, we will travel to Richie. That'll be a big game. Still in that LKC North battle for how they do the seeding for the Night of Champions, right? So they're in pods and such, and I think they're both together in the North. So it'll be big game. And you like games like this if you're Coach Paul, right? You want to be pushed to the brink all the way to the end and half the battle, because that's what's going to happen in Charleston when you get there.
And it'll be a different atmosphere being at their place.
Yes, it'll be. They'll fill the gym.
Yep.
They'll fill the gym.
It will. It filled the gym here tonight, to be honest with you, and it'll fill the gym just 12 miles down the Route 50 for the next edition of the Route 50 rivalry. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me tonight. I had a blast. I hope you had as much fun as I had.
Yeah.
Our thanks to Jeremy Wagaman and Nate Wright, as well as Macy Adams on camera. I'm Clint Adams. And that'll close it away for here. Join us the next time on WVRC Doddridge. Actually, just stick around just a second. I'll tell you what the next broadcast is. I think it's girls basketball next week. It is girls basketball next week. Tune in for that on WVRC Doddridge.
You've been watching live streaming coverage of Doddridge County High School Bulldog basketball, brought to you by Doddridge County Schools in conjunction with WVRC 104.7 FM. Thank you for joining, and tune in next time for continued live streaming coverage of Bulldog basketball on WVRC Doddridge County Facebook and WVRC Doddridge County YouTube. Doddridge County basketball broadcasts are an exclusive production of WVRC 104.7 FM. All rights reserved.